Hey there, so today we have another review. Turn on the volume a little bit, be a little bit more quiet. So a couple things. I had the night off work because Kitty has COVID, so she's stuck in the room. Girls are asleep. I had to take off work to take care of them after school. So I'm just gonna do some. Hopefully, I can do some reviews and hopefully not wake everybody up. So I turned the gain up on the mic a little bit, so hopefully that helps. But this is courtesy of Ryan. Thank you so much. This is Accordance. It's a beautiful label on that. Like the simplicity on that. And this is a Czech style dark lager, 5.25%. And yeah, you guys skip ahead in the review. I will say, this beer specifically, this style specifically, is based off of a specific beer from Ufleku in Prague. And I actually went to Ufleku when I was like, I probably was 19 years old. So that's how lucky I was. I after high school went to college upstate for a year, and then I transferred to NYU. But to get to NYU, they actually asked me to study abroad at NYU Prague for a semester. So at the ripe age of 18/19, I was actually in Prague. I got to drink a lot of amazing cheap beer, a lot of Czech lager, Staropramen, Budvar, Pilsner Quell, Krusovice, and got to go to Pilsen too, but also got to go to Ufleku. So Ufleku is a famous old school pub in Prague, and they make a beer that is just it's one of those beers like Guinness that defines Irish stout. Czech dark lager is sort of defined by Ufleku's dark lager. So that's Nigel whining. I probably need to feed him or something. Well, he has food actually, but he's just looking for soft food tonight. So a lot of words before I've been drinking this beer. Beer is pretty dark. It actually looks like a stout porter kind of thing. Honestly, it might be just black color, which is, I don't remember if the style actually goes that dark, but I get a little bit of ruby hue, like a mahogany on the edges, but it's pretty much black, not dark brown. Wonderful medium tan head on that, so actually pretty dark on the head as well. On the nose, it is lightly cocoa, a little bit roasty, good amount of nuttiness going on, so I get like roasted hazelnuts, chestnuts, a little bit of like what kind of like toast are we talking about? Like pumpernickel, right? Toasted pumpernickel, almost that kind of like swirled pumpernickel rye bread thing, toasted. It just has a kind of like a rye spiciness to it, almost like rye spiciness to it. There's no rye in here, I believe, but like there's that kind of action of like a deeper breadiness and depth of bready flavor that's toasted as well, along with a light kind of like milk chocolate sweetness in there. And notes they call, by the way, are cocoa powder toffee cookie dough. Yeah, see, the cookie dough sort of makes sense, right? Like a little bit of that kind of like more than doughiness. Like it has a little bit of like Maillard and toastiness to it. Yeah, quite nice. Cheers. Ooh, nice. So I got on the nose, but for some reason the Zatz in here is giving off this like mintiness. Yeah, generally on Zatz you call like spicy and herbal. Here specifically, it comes off a little bit minty, which is interesting. There is this kind of eucalyptus character to it, and I'm curious where that's coming from. Because generally that's from rye. So it says floor malted Bohemian Pilsner, caramel and roasted malts. Rich, spry, dark lager. Yeah, that eucalyptus thing I generally would get from rye. And, I don't know. There's no way there's traditionally rye in this beer, and it's not rye in this beer, right? Or rye in this style or this beer. That's just what it comes off as. Interesting. Beer is just absolutely delicious. I mean, oh my God. 5%. So generally, I think the style actually rocks a little smaller than this, but yeah, definitely smaller. Like this, I don't know how to convert to Play-Doh, but this has to be like a 5, like a 15, 16 Play-Doh beer. Generally, they're a lot lower, like 10, 12 or something like that. Yeah, 10, 12 Play-Doh. You guys both know. Ryan knows. I'm probably off of my Play-Doh, but I'm just not a professional brewer, so. Play-Doh, by the way, is a gravity system. Home brewers would use like 1.0 blah 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 or 1.1, but like a specific a standard gravity, specific gravity. Plato's a system that traditionally, I think, European and professionally trained brewers would use. So home brewers will use specific gravity. And just how much sugar you have in your wort to convert into alcohol. So that'll define beers. And the Czech beers are very much defined by that. 10, like it's blah, 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 10, blah, 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 12. Like they're just defining the beers off of Plato instead of ABV. So it's like color and a number that sort of helps you with the Czech beers instead of like ABV and the style. It's like, it's either light, dark, pull the mave, so like amber, and then you get these ranges of like 10, 12, 14, blah 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 blah. So anyway, this beer, oh man, cocoa for days, a little bit of that kind of just rye eucalyptus minty spiciness that I'm getting. It's so weird, but I like it. Nice residual sweetness in here. Goes to the back end with a little bit of like milk chocolate, a little bit of nuttiness. Comes off with like a little bit of this kind of like Whoppers, Milk Duds, kind of like a confectionery kind of thing going on. Lingering roast on the back end, but it's really more like a little bit ashy, a little bit astringent, but like not too far. Not selling you like American beer, American Stout or Porter. Yeah, this is one of these great beers where you can crush and not think about it, but when you think about it, it's so good. There's a really beautiful kind of like, and I think it's purposeful that Czech dark lager generally finishes a little bit higher in gravity, so you get a little bit of sweetness to it. It's not going to be bone dry like Schwarzbier or like an international dark lager, so you get that complexity here, but it's not all the way to the point of a big beer. So it's like you're sitting somewhere where it has a little bit of fat, but it's like 4 or 5%. It's not overly roasty, but has a really nice kind of like bodaciousness and heft to the beer without being necessarily cloying and sweet. Having enough roast complexity without going all the way to like ashy, burnt American Porter, American Stout kind of characteristic. So again, we're talking about a style that just like has a wonderful complexity if you want to think about it, but if you don't think about it, it's a really delicious crusher as well. And it's really just a 5% beer and so much flavor. Yeah, this is going to be one of the best beers of the year, possibly. It reminds me of the Threes beer that I reviewed last year that I believe was in my top 10, yeah. So, I mean, just like you wait more. It's like biscuit. And they're right, cookie dough. I get the eucalyptus, cocoa powder, a little bit of toffee. Again, some of those confectionery things I was talking about, like some were dancing around, like Milk Duds, Whoppers, Tootsie Roll, waiting more of that eucalyptus, that herbal thing. I guess they maybe like just zots the hell out of this guy, and it's just very zotsy, and it just comes off strong. Like you get a little bit of like black tea character to it, mintiness for sure. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, shout out to you, Ryan. That thing is just absolutely amazing. Oh shoot. Well, this is also what I get into for reviewing while everybody's trying to sleep. There you go. That is a solid 98 for me. That is accordance. I would just drink the hell out of this, like like 5%, like no questions asked. It's a beer you can think about, and a beer that you don't have to think about, and I think that's some of the best beer out there. It's just a beer that offers complexity, but also wonderful drinkability, repeatability. Thank you so much, Ryan. 97. Cheers. Later.